Well, the Bronco's gone and I have a replacement vehicle for it. I'm going to go into this video and explain why I traded in the Bronco to get into a truck. There's a multitude of reasons why. And also, if you're wondering if I sold the Cobra and traded in the Bronco to get into a truck like this, no, I didn't. Cobra's still here. Cobra's fine. It's not going anywhere. Now, I do plan on doing another video fairly soon about all the options and the trim level and everything on this truck. You could probably see some of it from the earlier part of the video where I showed the inside. There's some things you can pick out and kind of tell what package it may be. But I'll go into a deep dive of all the options, all the features on this truck in the next video. But for this video here, I just want to explain why I got rid of the Bronco. I went from a paid off vehicle with 0 payments into something where now I have a small payment, but still a payment again. But I have quite a few justifiable reasons for why I decided to do this. Probably the main driving factor why I got rid of the Bronco was it just didn't have enough utility as far as good everyday use. My life changed quite a bit since I got the Bronco originally. What I need it for now for a vehicle exceeds what the Bronco is capable of giving me. For example, my wife and I have been taking a lot more trips lately. The trip to PA, which to Carlisle Nationals, those of you that watch the channel regularly know that I went down there, drove the Bronco down. There's just no room, especially the two-door Bronco. You're very, very limited on the amount of space you have in the back. Those of you that have watched videos about the Cobra before notice how I've mentioned multiple times about how there's no room in the back of the Bronco, like when going to get wheels and tires changed over as far as new tires put on the wheels, stuff like that. There's just no room to stack a lot of stuff in the back of the Bronco. The 4-door is slightly better, but not by leaps and bounds. This here is my Plano gun case. It's 52 inches long. This has my custom built long-range rifle in it, which I like to take to the range and just do some general shooting with it and do competition shoots with it at my club that I belong to. This does not fit in the Bronco. It kind of does, but not really well. If you open the back tailgate on the Bronco and try to put it into the back, the front of it hits the back seat before the back of it clears the tailgate, so you can't close the door that way. The only way I could get this in the Bronco was to go behind the front seat and kitty corner it behind the second row of seats in the back. And it wasn't ideal. And it's not just that. When we take longer vacations somewhere or a trip for like we're gone for a couple days, by the time I load in my dog, the cat, because I have family members that watch both of those while we're gone, and pack all of our stuff and put it all in the Bronco, there's just absolutely no room left anywhere. If you need to go in there to try to get anything, there's just no room at all. And as you can see from the footage here, this Plano case fits in the back fine. There's no issues at all. It fits lengthwise across the rear seats, and that space issue that I had before is completely gone at that point, and it's like a non-issue now. So it started to become more obvious just how limited the Bronco was, the 2-door at least, for space and everything else. Other reasons why I decided to get rid of it: it's noisy. It's really noisy on the road. I know I put aftermarket wheels and tires on it, and that probably contributed a tiny bit, but most of the road noise comes from the removable top, which I knew going into it. I wasn't expecting a quiet ride, but when I've driven other vehicles after having the Bronco, and I'm like, wow, it's so quiet in here. I didn't realize just how loud my Bronco really was until I drove other things. I'm like, wow, it's just a major difference. And just that factor of the comfort factor of not having to talk so loud to the person next to you or not listening to the constant wind noise all the time. And you get that with any vehicle with either a movable top or a convertible or anything like that. So that just goes with the territory of the type of vehicle. The other thing I didn't really like is the gas mileage wasn't that great for not being a big, heavy vehicle. For its size, it really wasn't all that big compared to like this truck. This truck is better at gas mileage than what the Bronco did. And this is a 2.7, and the Bronco was a 2.7. But the gas mileage on this is far better than the Bronco. I don't know if it's aerodynamics, the shape of the Bronco versus this, no idea. But I was getting 25, 26 miles a gallon from the dealership home with this, where the Bronco on a good day can get 21, and that's really pushing it. I've seen it go up to 22, 23 on rare occasions, but generally it likes to settle anywhere between 19 to 21 is a usual range that it operates in. Another reason why I decided to get this truck and to trade in the Bronco was that those of you that follow the channel quite a bit saw that I recently went to the Carlisle Nationals in Pennsylvania. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it here as well. And after that, I realized that I really like doing these bigger shows or going to these bigger shows. I would like to be able to bring my Cobra down. And as I said in a video earlier, towing the Cobra with a U-Haul and a trailer, the distance that I have to go would probably be about $1,000 just in the distance for the mileage, not counting the rental fee and all that. I consider too about possibly driving the Cobra halfway and then towing it the rest of the way. And those of you that may be wondering, why don't I just drive the Cobra down the whole way? The Cobra's loud. It's not comfortable to ride long distances in. Like 2 hours is pretty good in that car before you really need to get out and stretch your legs. It's cramped. There's no room for luggage and anything like that. It would be a nightmare trying to go to Carlisle for a weekend, which I want to do next time, go for all 3 days and to pack everything in the Cobra and bring just that. That's just not going to happen. That would be a nightmare to do. Plus the fact too that it is an older vehicle. It's over 20 years old. There are things that go wrong on these fairly common, like intercooler pumps, alternators. Even though my intercooler pump's fine right now, my alternator's been upgraded. It's just one of those things that you just don't know. So with getting the truck that takes care of all that, I'm going to be able to tow this with ease down to Carlisle next year. I want to go for all 3 days, and I want to be able to bring the Cobra down, and it just made a lot more sense. Renting the U-Haul trailer is much cheaper than renting the truck and the trailer and all the mileage that you incur on the truck. So that's kind of my plan right now. And even taking the Cobra out of the equation, all the things that I mentioned before makes this such a better option of a vehicle than what the Bronco turned into later on. Where it started out, it was fine for just me, but now things have changed quite a bit as far as, you know, just needing more space, more room for luggage and more interior space in general just to put things. And, you know, it just wasn't a viable option at this point anymore, where I was comfortable having it long-term. Where this, you know, it's more of a long-term keep as far as having the room and all the utility features that I want to do with it. Like if I want to take anything anywhere, like a snowblower, lawnmower, to buy a new one or sell one and deliver it, I can do that. I have the old seats from the Cobra and the Celine OEM wheels that technically neither one of them are for sale yet, but I could do local delivery if you want to meet me halfway, like within the New England area, like a reasonable distance. I'll be able to do that instead of having to eat the entire cost or tell someone that it's going to be another $300 or $400 for freight to ship a set of seats. Where the wheels, you can ship those regular UPS, but the seats, I don't think they'll fit as far as in like regular boxes and be able to ship them. It's a much different dynamic. So that's the overview on why I bought this F-150 instead of keeping my Bronco. They're both are 22s. Both have similar mileage, but this one's actually better. I'll get into that more on the next video on the truck, where I'll go over all the features, the trim level, all the options that are in this truck. Just to tell you now, there isn't much that is not in this truck. It's pretty well equipped for being an XLT. Without going to a Lariat, Platinum, King Ranch levels, this is very, very well equipped for everything that it has. So let me know what you think about the F-150, or if you have another truck like this as well. How do you like your long-term, short-term usage that you've had with it? If you had a Bronco, have you had some of the same issues that I brought up as far as it just not being really good at one thing in particular? Like this is good at towing, it's good at fitting a lot of stuff in the bed or in the back, where the Bronco just really doesn't excel that much at anything really, other than being an off-road vehicle, which I never really use it for because it's my daily. So I'm not going to take my daily vehicle and beat it up off-road and everything like that. So let me know what you think of the trade for this truck. And if you do have a truck like this, let me know. If you didn't make it this far in the video, make sure to leave it a like. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, the sub button is down below if you're new to the channel. But above all else, thanks for watching.